Coming to feeling vibrant again, I'm aware that you have been into many programs. You have been a spiritual practitioner yourself. You've been practicing meditation. How is this program, Feeling Vibrant Again, different from your other programs, and how did it help you?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've always followed Vedantic pathways. What I liked about this particular program was it wasn't different in as much as it was a concentrated all the ideas of the essential ideas of all the Vedantic teachings in a very practical way for me to use, because what I was struggling with was starting um, and being in a Western country, especially Australia, where these things are quite rare or hard to get hold of, in my own faith, because they have ones for different faiths, but not necessarily for Sanatana Dharma. Of it was good to have it sort of compact and kind of kickstart again things that I've been engaging with in a way that was aligned with my way of thinking and belief.
Yeah, and I know that you were a regular practitioner as well. Even when it came to the course, you were very diligent in your everyday meditations and everyday practices. So, how did you find the content and how did you manage your time? Was it easy for you to manage your time?
In the mornings, so I had a bit more time to engage with it. So I used to do my practices in the morning, and I found that it gave me some stability as well if I created that time.
Right. And were you able to practice throughout the day? Were you able to take it throughout the day?
So morning, where I would remember, like what was nice was you had a lot of courses that you go to. They'll give you a workbook which a lot of content, but they don't necessarily cover the content. And then they have practices, and then that's the end of that. And when it finishes, you might have the workbook to work through, but it's just not the same. So what I found with the presentation of this particular app is, okay, if you can work through it at your own time. It was deep enough to give meaning, but not over the top in that sense. And then you can again touch base with the meditations. That's how I did. I used to touch base with the meditations at the end of the day, and then work through some of the exercises, the points that came up. I was able to carry it through the day, but main time for practice was morning and evening.
Very nice.
In my own time, yeah.
And what would be your advice for other women who are overwhelmed, and how do you think this program would help them?
Yeah, I think if you're starting on a spiritual journey, or you want to know why questions, then I think this program is really good.
As a basic program, as well as something that gives strong foundation, do you think this program would help them?
This would definitely help you. Yeah, once you're on that spiritual path of wanting to know more, you need to have reached a certain point of wanting to know to engage fully with this program.
Okay, thank you. And what was that one takeaway from this program, if I may ask you?
There are many.
Important takeaway. Many. That's good.
I think it depends on where you're at. Like for some people, it can just be observation of thoughts, and sometimes, like for me, I think it's really like an encyclopedia. There's lots in there, and if you go back and read it, something new will always pop up. It's just that it's a lot easier to read the program than read a book, because the content in that book is covered through like several books. Okay, and we don't have that time. So that's one of the things I liked about the program. It's all condensed in this one thing at a practical level for you to start at, and then you can move out from that. But one of the take like this, it didn't strike me at the time, was about thoughts, and it was about being judgmental. And then I remember this thing about negative thoughts. I thought I didn't have negative thoughts, and then I know something came up, and I realized, yeah, like, let me observe the amount of criticism that comes up. And criticism can come up in many ways. So it can be a downright, oh, why are you doing that? It can be very direct, but sometimes it can be like, oh, you know, that flower, it's looking a little dead, right? And you wouldn't think of it as a criticism, but there's a negative undertone. So you know, there's layers and layers. So it's hard to define one, but I think it just causes, it just reminds, for me, it was a very practical way of being able to be introspective in my own life in philosophies that align with myself.
Thank you so much for your time. See you next time.
Yeah.
Bye.